Okay, we're back for season 4, episode 2 of Campfire Chronicles, the show that debates whether or not a movie should be a scare zone ride show, haunted house,
scare zone,
or
walking through a bunch of fucking sand.
So it's me, Kane, and the Higbees. First and foremost, congratulations to Ashley and John on their nuptials. It was a wedding for the ages. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. The hall was all haunted mansioned out. John felt up Martin. Did anybody throw up?
Yes. I threw up. Michelle threw up. Oz threw up. There was a lot going on.
So yeah.
I didn't throw up.
No, but you did freak the bride on the dance floor.
And you did get Tyler over your head for a couple seconds.
Dancing.
Trying to pick up baby.
Nobody puts baby in.
If he could jump higher, it would have worked.
He needs to work on those jumping skills.
Yeah, a little more lift.
He's a midget.
I don't know what you
said.
I can't remember what you said to him, but there was a line that he said when we were eating dinner about his neck and him not having one. I can't remember what it was.
It was something. It was like a collar comment, and he's like, "I don't have a neck."
It was the dog collar in the Zero Bowl. You're all, do you want to put this on and I'll walk you around? And he's like, I don't have a fucking neck, Andrew.
real fucked up thing to say. I was like, yeah.
So this week up for nomination is The Sand. Let me pull up some information here. The Sand was a 2015 sci-fi horror film directed by Isaac Gaboff. And the premise is after an all-night party, hungover relievers awaken to a beaten sun and a carnivorous beach that devours anything within a heartbeat. I'm going to tell you right now it's going to be a short episode. So this movie is for free on YouTube right now. And it's basically exactly that. It is a Girls Gone Wild video. That scene lasts about 20 minutes of them just partying and fucking around. They draw a dick on a big guy's face, big black man. He looks like, what was his name from Always Sunny? Landslide from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm a landslide. You don't know who I'm talking about, do you?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He doesn't laugh like that.
He kind of does when he's just doing a stand-up.
He farts.
And he laughs afterwards. Calm the fuck down with that.
So on the boob meter, this bitch whips her boobs out like 7.5 minutes in. So that tells you exactly the value of that film.
The star ratings.
So they wake up after being hungover. There's like some drama between this black chick and her sleeping with this white chick's boyfriend. It comes into play a whole lot. Weirdly, they keep circling around back to that.
But they always wait till they're like finding some way to be out in the middle of the sand where they might die. Then they're like, by the way, I slept with him, you bitch.
Because love will prevail, guys. It will. Because this isn't actually a horror movie. It's a love story.
So they wake up and there's people missing, and it kind of like
all of them. All of them are missing. There's literally like 6 people left out of like 30, maybe 40 people.
Well, we'll just fast forward to when the first white guy like runs. Why does he decide to run out of the car?
Because the girl's feet are stuck. And
Yeah.
she's
Nip
So
girl
she's-
gets sucked in.
boobs.
Yeah, Nip Girl is dying, so this other white guy goes to try to help her,
Uh-huh.
and he just face plants hard into the sand.
Rips off his face and his eyeball comes
That
out
is-
of his socket.
That's
Probably
the best scene in the whole movie is when he
I don't know. When what's his name? The big guy.
Gilbert.
Gilbert gets sucked through the barrel. I mean, that ain't bad.
How did he get through the barrel? Did it like eat through the metal?
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
His belly,
After it could taste the blood, it was like, dude, I got this.
his
I got
belly
this.
cut
Which,
started
yeah.
to bleed too much.
Apparently,
It started licking.
Apparently, it eats 30 people and nothing changes. But then once it eats like these 5 people, then all of a sudden it evolves.
It's got a taste.
It had time to digest, right? Yeah. There's 20. They're there for like this is a 48-hour film, right? Essentially.
Yeah, let's talk
Takes
about the
place.
fact that they do like 17 cuts of these 3 people that are laid up in this car, because the whole thing is if you touch the sand, these little tentacles come out and paralyze you and then eat you like acid, and then they suck you down underneath the sand.
Which
At least you can't feel it.
there's
Everyone
a
says.
giant egg that apparently hatched on
Oh
it,
yeah.
too.
So during this 20-minute beginning of this party, Gilbert comes up with this like brainy-looking egg thing, and he drops it next to the fire, and then the camera guy goes, "You're stupid, man," and then Gilbert gets all mad and starts chasing the cameraman, and that's how this like camera in the beginning stops, and you end up with the beach. And halfway through the fucking like second day, they notice, what's this thing has it hatched? Was it an egg? Is that what's eating everyone? And oh my god, where are our cell phones? Because they were all put in a bag and thrown in the trunk of a car
They wanted
that was
a-
driven on the beach.
They wanted a what happens in Vegas thing, so they were trying to have everybody put their phones in.
Well,
a
not
bag.
everybody. It was just that one guy.
No, that guy was in charge of the party, obviously. He drove his car on the beach.
That makes you want to collect everyone's cell phones and stash
I
them?
think people listen to the guy that drives his car on the beach because he drove his car on the beach.
Is that a beach movie rule? Like if you drive your car
Actually,
on
to be
the
honest
beach?
with you, if you go back to like the 60s and 70s when like people drove on the beach, there was always dancing around the car. Like it was like mandatory. Like, oh my god, this guy drove on the beach.
Well, I
Like,
mean, I guess that's
Yeah.
where the music was probably coming from, right?
no, always. Except his car was hella dead because it left the lights on all night.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
So
And Chandra hella banged the blonde chick's boyfriend. Had to say it out loud. She totally.
Sandra not part of the cast listing,
Which is weird. She's like one of the better actresses. Maybe she decided not to be like listed.
I mean, you saying that she's one of the better actresses is like saying
she might be
that.
the only good one. Gilbert was all right.
She's probably the only one that was like, "Don't."
How
put
you
my
gonna
name-
give up? Fuck you guys.
That happened at least 3 or 4 times.
That was at least a 3-time answer. Like,
How you doing, Gilbert?
what's my line? Oh, fuck you guys. Okay. Hey, what do you guys do? I don't know, but fuck you guys.
Oh, here she is. She's on the IMDb. I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes didn't have her, but she's on the IMDb.
What was
Megan,
its score?
we'll save that for last.
0.3.
So essentially, they got to damn. She's on Agent Carter and Kay and Peele, and The Soul Man and Jersey Boys.
Well, and let's bring into the fact that like there was a beach cop that came, right? And it was fucking what's his name from fucking Scream? It was Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah. Okay, so Jamie Kennedy made a guest appearance in this fucking movie. He was the funniest part of the movie. We kept rolling up the window. Are you guys on drugs?
You know, Molly.
What are you on?
Who's
You on
got
Molly?
Molly?
Who's got the Molly?
Jamie Kennedy in
Because of
this film,
syphilis on his stomach.
like
That was great.
Jamie Kennedy was so loaded as they were filming this. It's mind blowing. Hey, we got Jamie Kennedy. He's going to be on a lot of drugs, but we got him. Like he was so far from sober. Like
his
I'm
normal
surprised.
thing.
I'm surprised he like remembered what the fuck to say. Like you talk about cutting, like they probably like
I don't think
Jamie-
I don't think he had any lines. They're like, "Hey, Jimmy Kimmel, come be on this movie and just say stuff."
Oh,
Yeah, like that's all he wants
he
to do.
literally rolls up the window and rolls it down like 5 times in a row before he says
He
anything.
just like the finger up, like
Like what? If you think that Jason X is worse than this film, you're delusional.
this is the one time I will give you
Yeah.
the Jason X above. Okay,
Jason X is Everest.
Speaking of Jason X, we haven't had a haunt update, but here it is. Haunt update 2019. So, as we touched on last week, the WB will not have a haunted house event. They have currently, right now, which is interesting that they're doing it right now, a I Like Horror Film walkthrough exhibit in LA. They're attributing the fact that they are coming out with a massive amount of horror films this year to why they're not doing their haunted house event, and they're claiming they're going to do a updated studio tour.
Yeah.
So what that means, I don't know, but I can tell you there's been announcements on both coasts for Halloween Horror Nights. Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, Stranger Things Season 2 and 3, along with Nightingales, The Blood Pit, their Nightingales maze they did back at Halloween Horror Nights 21 is a...
It's like an old war one, right?
It was like they were these monsters that would like suck. They were like vampiric almost, but they were dressed as nurses in the trenches of World War One. Well, now they're going to be there for the gladiator Roman games type of thing. Sounds like it's going to be very cool. Hollywood is also getting Stranger Things seasons 2 and 3. We all know that Stranger Things was John's favorite maze from last year. And
No. No.
and they are getting a original maze based on they're calling it what it was a scare zone last year, but it was a maze last year as well. Holidays in Hell, which was actually like the best thing from last year. So if they give it a bigger maze this year, I will be completely on board. So that's your Halloween Horror Nights update. Haunt tour wise already, I don't know what date it'll be, but we'll be at the Higby Haunt. And the September 27th, we will be at the Swinging Wake, which is the Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary banquet dinner thing. And it might coincide with us doing something with the Higby group, as they are going to be in LA doing their haunt trip that same time period. So we may end up figuring something else out. But that's all that. Let's get back to the sand. So this film,
Was crap.
there's ways that you can measure how good a film is. We've always joked about the boob thing, how soon boobs pop out. Another way on this show specifically, although you're not in there watching it with us, another measuring stick I like to use is how quickly does Ashley get on her phone? I can tell you within 4.5 to 4 minutes 45
I think the
seconds.
4 nipples. I think Ashley was on her phone.
The phone was out and Ashley was on Facebook because this thing.
I can't do it. I can't do the dumb Barbie bitches that are clearly going to make the stupidest decisions and put themselves in the stupidest situations when the answers are right there. Like common sense would say, I'm in a car. The cell phone is in the car in the trunk. Let's get into the trunk through the back seat.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I'm gonna find a knife or something and I'm gonna rip that back seat off. Like
The thing.
Even they had the surfboards
yeah,
right
there
up
were
against the back.
surfboards. Like,
Eventually, they for some reason use surfboards to get across the sand to get
but
to
they
a
didn't use the
picnic table,
surfboard to get to the back of the car.
which would have been too smart.
Yeah,
open
but
the trunk instead of smashing that bitch's finger and her falling on the trunk 3 fucking times. Like,
the thing,
why did they not all go from the car to the lifeguard tower and get in the lifeguard tower and get out of the fucking sun
I mean,
and leave?
well, they didn't
and-
realize that the surfboards. I mean,
Well,
And
they
so-
realized it once homie stood on the sand. Why didn't he just pick it back up and go, you know what, it's going to be smarter for us to go this way?
so for the majority of the film, you have 2 people posted up in a lifeguard
Why are they not ripping
stand.
the roof off of the freaking lifeguard shack to go get homie out of the trash can?
why aren't they like trying a lot harder to get into that trunk?
How about this? Why aren't they trying at all? Because like the first portion is literally
Because
them
all they
sitting
want
around.
to
feel
do
like-
is bang each other and wear tits
I
on
feel like
them
this is a commentary on just like the generation of hopeless people that we have in our
Yes.
future coming. Like
Idiocracy
yeah.
in a horror movie?
Oh yeah.
I love when
What are you gonna do? I can't figure it out, so I'm gonna sit here.
the big guy's stuck in the trash can, and the one guy's answer is, "The tide is coming. You'll be all right." It's like,
Yeah, he's gonna drown.
Okay, I'm sorry, but have you guys ever been in a trash can before?
Yes.
Okay, you can totally like swing yourself around.
Kane, that guy was so chubby though. He couldn't move.
Motherfucker, I am chubby.
I have been a 400-pound bitch in a trash can, and
You
let
can
me
move.
tell you,
You can move.
you can move. And I would have.
But his belly was bleeding.
Only after fucking 2 days of sitting there fucking complaining about it.
I mean,
But yeah, like,
He,
and it was plastic. What is even metal?
it was metal.
It was
I
not
think
metal.
it was a plastic one.
It was
I think it was one
totally a
of the 55-gallon plastic
Yeah.
drums.
I think you're supposed
is
to
even
think it
worse.
was
which is
metal. It
worse
was
because
probably
if it was
plastic.
plastic and
He
if
would've
he was
never
really
cut
that
himself.
heavy, then it would have, within the heat, because it was so hot out there,
Yeah.
it would have started to deform. It would have started to roll. Like, come on. Plus all that body weight in there heating it up. I'm sure that guy was ripping some ass in there and giving some methane to
my
melt that
Probably
plastic too.
nasty ass balls going on.
Someone,
Yeah.
someone definitely took a shit, and they didn't allude to that at all.
Right.
They were all hungover. I mean, someone
Nobody
had.
even peed, tried
Oh,
peeing in
no,
the sand to
no,
see what
man.
that would do.
Yeah, there's not a
Yeah.
single urination or shit in the entire movie.
Or an allusion like to it, like
Yeah.
like oh,
Like-
don't go in that lifeguard tower
Well,
because
they clearly could have done like a scene where the chick went to the backside of the lifeguard tower and, you know.
let's be honest, they couldn't even make the scenes where like they like got into the trunk. Like that was the first thing I said. I was like,
Yeah.
get the phones. Where are the phones? In the trunk.
We'll talk about how they get into the trunk because their way of getting into the trunk is she climbs over the trunk and stands on the bumper, and then the most logical move is to hold hands with the other girl who's still in the back seat.
I mean,
But
to be
she's
honest,
gonna
it wasn't
open
a
the
bad
trunk, like-
plan. The cop car showing up.
No, it's
And then
stupid
she
because
slams her hands in the fucking thing and is stuck for half a day.
yeah,
No,
I mean,
pull your hand out. It's gonna hurt, but pull it out.
we'll just reopen the trunk.
Again, a good fucking solution to a problem when you know you're a real person. I don't fucking know, dude. These people weren't real people.
So then,
I kind of wanted them all to die. I really wish they would have.
so then there's the
Chandra took a fucking shot to the face, though. So I mean,
yeah.
Chandra, did you just get punched in the face?
Oh yeah.
So
Fucking Gilbert.
yeah, the black guy, the black girl slept with the white guy. Who? Let's talk about the white guy for a minute. The white guy
The love story.
gets the surfboards that Ashley just said that no one noticed. So like 3/4 of the way through, they realize, oh, there's these 2 surfboards by the car. So he starts bridging it with these surfboards. But then this sand monster, sneaky devil, starts scooting the surfboards away from the table that this dude is trying to get to because there's a bag at the table and hopefully there's a cell phone or some kind of water or something in. So anyway, this dude like lands, he ends up in a plank position essentially. And the sand monster just gives him a little bit of a tickle on the belly. And then his belly starts to melt a little bit and it becomes like an hour-long thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy says, oh my God, I'm hurting so bad. But then his girlfriend, who he just cheated on motivates him to like stand up and sit up and throw them Diet Mountain Dew, Pepsi, and a bottle of water, respectively. Diet Mountain Dew goes to the girlfriend and the black girl that thanked him.
Oh no, the girlfriend she's in the tower.
The chick he slept with.
No, but she's already into the car at this point.
No, she hasn't. She's still in the lifeguard tower with the dude. He hasn't fallen off the lifeguard tower yet.
Oh, that's right. So she's in with the... Okay, so Trunk Girl and the black girl get the Diet Mountain Dew. This other kid who wanted to bang the guy's ex-girlfriend but never got to, sadly, and the ex-girlfriend get a Pepsi, and then Tubbs of Fun, who's stuck in the trash can, gets a bottle of water.
They almost get a Pepsi. It gets thrown short, and then they slightly break the handrail.
Which, if you're wondering how this movie got made, that scene is how this movie got made. A product placement shot of a Diet Mountain Dew, a Pepsi, and an Aquafina water bottle is how this movie came to fruition.
How do we do that more?
We need to start, I would say.
I want Pepsi to promote the hot. We got enough of it in the cloud arena.
So Plank his belly's like melted. He looks like he took the dip from Roger Rabbit. And on his abs.
The multiple different deaths, like the variations of like how it gets a little bit worse for him each time. I feel like the longer they survive, the angrier the sand gets, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna really murder you.
Well, the sand monster's growing the more that he consumes.
It's like a little baby hatchling that killed 30 people, and then
then it turns into this octopus thing, right?
It's like the plant from the Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. And so okay, can we just end this? I don't want to talk about this anymore.
That's horrible.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot. Like you're like, it's gonna be short. I'm like, no, but there's actually a lot to talk about because there is so much disappointment in this movie.
Let's talk about the whole thing. They start throwing hot dogs at one point to see how far out this thing goes. They find a limit, but yet they still don't use the surfboards to get to that limit.
I don't understand why there is a limit. Like the sand monster.
Yeah.
The sand monster.
Well, at the end, you kind of see like the crater where it was. Yeah.
But was it just spread out in that spot, or
because that's where the thing hatched, right?
But they literally threw the hot dog like 5 feet more. Like if he's hungry, just go an extra 5 feet and get the hot dog.
I mean, maybe he doesn't have the strength.
But apparently can't get through ashy sand. Ashy sand
or boots
and shoes are its weakness.
Kryptonite. So Jamie
Kennedy,
a
plastic barrel, it'll go through, or a steel barrel.
So people are dying, and Jamie Kennedy shows up.
There's a lot of weaknesses this thing has,
and he's loaded. Like he's
oh,
completely loaded, and he doesn't know how to get out of a car. I don't think that was part of like the script. I just think that's how they got him.
I think that was Jamie.
Like I think they paid him like $150 to show up in Malibu one day. And
I think Jamie Kennedy just rolled up on set like when they were shooting this, and they're like, "Oh shit, Jamie's here," and he's like,
he's been here for like 2 weeks. He just keeps showing up talking about kids, which he looks bad.
Oh yeah,
he did not
age well.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I don't even think he's that old either, but
he's just done a lot of shit.
40?
I'll tell you who would be way better in this role, like Dak Shepard.
That would have been pretty funny.
Can't get Dak Shepard.
No, I understand they don't have the money to get Dak. So I'm just saying, if you were going to like try to save this movie, like Dak Shepard would be the way to go.
I mean, to be honest, Jamie Kennedy made this movie with that.
Or the dude from Handjob Cabin.
That's what I thought it was when we got out of the car, actually. I thought it was like that dude. I was like, oh my god, it's a Handjob Cabin guy. I was like,
are we going to do that
movie? Just play the trailer.
We'll watch that and be like, this maze right here.
Oh my god.
This is a maze.
Oh
this
my
is
god.
a show.
Looking for a hand.
So dry.
There's calluses.
With callous wrists. And
that will forever.
She's the only one who comes in this cabin.
What are you doing? I can do it myself.
I don't even have a dick for a hand job.
So this ends with the black. So before we get to them taking the theme park, so the chick.
Do they even say any of like the other people's names? They say Chandra. They say Gilbert. I don't. There was Marsha, but Marsha died and she was a nip girl.
And they called her Duck Feet.
And what the fuck was the duck feet thing?
That's what they were telling Gilbert. They were like, Marsha's dead.
Okay,
He's like, who's Marsha?
So the blonde,
The girl with the
like
duck
that.
feet, he's like, oh.
the blonde girl who makes it, that was Kaylee.
Okay,
I don't even remember her name being said.
Gilbert was the
Yeah.
black guy.
Gilbert.
Ronnie was Trunk Girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they said Ronnie a few times.
Jonah was the ab guy. Chandra was the black girl. Mitch was the dude who like face planted. Vance, I don't remember.
Vance was the one that jumped out of the car in the first place, right?
No, that was Mitch.
I thought Mitch was the guy that fell off the Pepsi.
Maybe that was
Oh shit, maybe that. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. And Marsha is Duck Feet.
How about crap, and crap? It's not going to be anything in our chronicles.
I don't know.
And
I mean, I would almost.
we're still talking about it.
You know what? I could.
Shut your mouth, Andrew.
The scare zone.
Andrew,
Maybe,
shut your
actually,
mouth.
I can almost do a scare zone with this guy.
So
Why? So you could laugh the entire time?
yes.
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Because you can literally just put a fucking beach thing, a fucking car, a couple bodies like laying on top of the sand with like fucking shit pouring out of their face.
Surfboards.
Yeah, surfboards, of course. A sheriff car, and then you can just have Jamie Kennedy just yelling, "Herpes or fucking like chlamydia." What did he say? Syphilis. He's got stomach syphilis. Stay away.
No.
I mean,
I'm
if,
vetoing
that's my
your
pitch.
ass
That's
right
my pitch
now.
right now.
if it was like an interactive thing where it was like the floor is lava and you're not allowed to touch the sand and you actually have to like physically
Like you walk onto the set and they go, "Oh, stay off the sand." Wait, you're wearing shoes. Go ahead.
don't walk into the scare zone barefoot. That's why you're okay walking through the scare zone because you're wearing shoes.
No shirt, no shoes. You're dead.
Don't reach for your keys.
Oh, fuck. Don't drop the soap. The sand will fuck you. Tentacle porn. Let's keep going.
And it doesn't like bananas.
Or pepper spray, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but it ate the shit out of that girl after the pepper spray was sprayed.
Well, yeah, because then at that point, then
It's
she
like they
just
spiced her.
it up.
like you're fucking like, oh, thanks for spicing my food. This little spicy little treat.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So the way that this movie ends is the black girl and the white girl and the guy that they have both banged.
Dead.
Well, he's dead. But he's not
In the
dead
morning.
yet. The black girl opens up a raft.
He's dead in the night. Isn't they like they're crying and they fell asleep together?
No, but the black girl
Yes,
opens up a raft that looks like something out of Wipeout. And
God.
they kind of like bridge it into Jamie Kennedy's car after Jamie Kennedy dies. And they fall asleep in there together, all three of them. And the white guy dies. And then a dude in a surf wetsuit comes and knocks on the window and says, "Are you guys okay?" The blonde girl and the white girl just kind of get out, and they leave the dead white guy in there.
And the surfer guy's like, whoa.
The surfer guy is in there, and he's like, "Whoa!" And then you get like a Lost Boys ocean pan to a boardwalk, and it just ends. But
No, there's the squid's in the water
Yeah,
swimming
it
towards.
shows the giant jellyfish thing.
Yeah. The alien that ate everything.
think it's a
The
massive-
sand has become a creature that is now going for. It looked like Coney Island, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't even see the creature in the ocean.
Yeah, it was like a giant
You see the shadow?
jellyfish.
Yeah. It was like a giant jellyfish.
It was like a jellyfish because it had all the like
And squid.
it
Oh,
wasn't like a squid type
No, I didn't
tentacles.
see him.
Good job.
It had like the
Good job paying
stingers.
attention to that.
It had like the stingers, which is why at the one point the guy gets stung. He's
So-
like, "It's like 1,000 times worse than a jellyfish."
Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he said that. That was terrible.
And we kept waiting for one to pop out of his stomach.
Yeah, you do this whole thing
his
with
blister
his...
started popping and everything.
I know.
I thought we were
When
going
his
to get
blister started popping, I was like, oh, he's done. Like, I don't know how he lived.
Yeah, but there was no like cool...
You know what, though? Like, the sequel's coming.
By the way, the CGI in this movie, like...
It's almost as bad as the camera.
Get the fuck out over yourself. Like, what are you doing? Just do the practical effects makeup thing. You don't need these like
Yeah, they're practical. Pretty good.
you don't need these After Effects
What
glow
practicals?
tentacles.
Well,
Like the
these-
dude
I
whose
don't even
face.
think that was practical.
You don't think it was
I
practical?
think it's all digital.
Well, it popping and shit was.
Well, I think the whole thing was.
The tentacles were really bad. The end tentacles that glowed in the dark for whatever reason. Like
The incandescent jellyfish.
they just decided
Big one for
box
some
jellyfish.
fucking reason.
it's like they sent it to a test audience and they were like, so we're not doing well. I think the solution is that the tentacles should glow in the dark for the final scene.
Because it's at night.
Yeah.
There's like that Korean movie.
And then, as John so adequately pointed out, the tentacles become super intelligent and decide that they know how to try to unlock car doors for a couple seconds there
Oh, yeah.
before she lights it on fire. That's the other thing. Blonde, again, we're talking about the two chicks that this white guy has banged. The blonde one climbs up to the top of the car, douses the sand with gasoline, dangerously close to the car that they're in, by the way.
The same thing. I'm like, why?
So
It's so close.
And
I think we should watch The Host, by the way, because that's like a better version of this.
Yeah.
And it's a Korean fucking. And it's a giant squid thing. It's awesome.
I think we should just watch Tremors because that's 1,000
shit,
times
yeah.
better than this.
I say we cut this now and we all go home and go to bed because it's not worth talking about anymore.
well, the last thing is the last thing I want to say is that the one opportunity they had to like deliver a badass line when she lights the
We
thing
should
on
have
fire,
paused it and all
like
through
she
it.
could have like.
It wasn't a bad line, no?
Should have been a
motherfucker.
pun. We should have gotten a pun.
Dude, she should have said something cool like, I'm about to fry me some calamari. Or
I'm going to turn this into glass.
I think the thing.
some, like anything. Like,
The
What do you
thing
got, John?
was,
What do you got?
like,
Go on. Throw it.
I feel like they're like,
Show it. Just throw it.
when you know a movie's
Throw it
bad,
out. Throw it out.
you know a movie's bad, just roll with it being bad. Try not to be like, take it like, no, we're doing something incredible here. And try to do like a line like that. Like, it should have been a pun.
What was the budget for
I
this?
sincerely hope that no one on set in the making of this film said, hey, I
What
think
was
we're
the
doing
budget?
something incredible here.
How much did they spend making this? How much did they spend making
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
This is not saying on me?
No.
No? Okay.
I can tell you what the score is, but before we get to the official ratings of this film,
Was there a theatrical release for this?
No.
get the fuck
You-
out of here. Are
I
you
just
for
have
real?
to ask, okay?
No.
Says the one guy who, before we even started this, said we're going to make this short, right? And yet you're still talking.
I told you there was a lot to talk about.
No, there really
So
isn't.
1 through 4, Kane, what do you give The Sand
Shit.
2015 version?
I don't one.
John.
Wait, don't we do 1 through 10 though usually?
Okay, 1 through 10, what do you give it? It's
2. I'm sorry. Yeah.
John.
I'll give it a 0.5.
Actually,
Give it a -4.
yeah, and it's like a 0.5 for me. Here's the thing. This is the biggest season that we ever done for Campfire Chronicles. We got 7 rides, 5 scare zones, 10 haunted houses.
God damn.
And we started it early. So we started it all the way in April this year with that in mind. And with that in mind, with movies coming down the pipeline like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark,
Oh, that sounds so fucking good.
3 from Hell,
La Llorona.
It Chapter 2, La Llorona, Death House.
La Llorona.
There's so many, and that's why, for me at least, show, Scare Zone, Ride, and House, I have to collectively say, get the fuck out of my virtual scare park, Sand 2015.
You can be in the parking lot. We can park on the sand. Can we do that? Can there be a parking lot to like fucking scary
I
zone?
think
Like,
Andrew just likes the setup.
I do. Like I said, I think like
I think Andrew just wants to drive on the beach.
yeah, I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that throws the party.
So it's all no's from me, John.
No, all knows.
We already know, Ashley. I don't even have to ask.
Hell no.
Kane said scare zone. Do you just want to hold your guns and continue with scare zone?
I mean, or parking lot.
Really wants to drive a car on the sand. So it's all no's and it's all no recommends this week. Next week, the episode will be a little bit later. So we're rescheduling and we're going to La Llorona on Thursday night instead of Tuesday night. So this next week's episode will be up Friday morning. That movie shows some premise. Now, the important rule that we have to keep in mind is La Llorona has made HHN appearances before.
That was based off originality, not a film.
Exactly.
Damn right.
So we will see if this movie is good enough to merit a maze because, let's be honest, it's probably going to show up at HHN this year. The other rumor, Ghostbusters, HHN.
I'm not getting excited yet for that one. I don't want to be let down when it's not a part of it.
There was a lot of stuff that was rumored last year that we didn't get that I wanted. So.
With WB bowing out for the year, it may actually happen. We'll see, especially with that other one coming down the pipeline. But
If it's the other one coming down the pipeline, I'm excited. Like a basis for that.
well, I don't think there's enough known about it for it to have a maze this year.
Was there not a book written about it or no? Was it just
The
script?
one that's about to be made? No, there's like no information other than it's a sequel to the original.
I thought there was like that story.
The number 2. By the way, we predicted that last year. Ghostbusters was a maze in our house, in our park last year.
Oh, yeah. And now it's a ride this year.
Yep, the Ecto 1. Martin gave up his vote, his Pet Cemetery vote, to nominate the Ecto 1 simulator ride. So that's in there. So yeah, don't waste your time watching The Sand. We saved you 2 hours and 37 minutes.
2 hours.
Yeah, we saved you 2 hours of watching that movie.
The movie was 2 hours?
It's like we saved you
an hour and 30.
100 minutes and 37 minutes.
All right.
So we saved you 75 minutes. You're welcome.
I mean, you can watch it.
Thanks for listening.
There's a Pepsi and Diet fucking Mountain Dew ad in it.
If they would have actually did like a legit like cutaway where it was like an ad,
Like they
Like
throw
I'm
the
telling
Mountain Dew,
you.
he catches. Diet Mountain Dew is saving my life right now.
Dude, that
I would
literally
recall for
happened.
this
That
movie.
bitch chugged that Mountain Dew.
But it kind of hit it. The Pepsi, though. The
Yeah.
Pepsi was like, he caught it like this. He was like, Pepsi.
didn't even catch it. Didn't even catch the Pepsi. The Pepsi went in the sand.
I guess when the guy held it up. When he
It
was
would have been
throwing it
better if, when he missed, the tentacle came up and caught it.
and went, and you just hear like from like all the way over from like the other side.
On that note, thanks for listening. We'll see you next
Pepsi,
week.
I'll do ads.
La Llorona next week.
All right.
And Pepsi.